Bethesda's about to have an insane 2025. Oh, how I am tired of hearing that statement. Let me guess. Bethesda also had an insane 2024? Or Bethesda also had an insane 2023? Look, I'm a fan, and I want them to succeed. But I don't remember a single time in the last 10 years when I was actually satisfied by something Bethesda has put out. Have I been hyped for announcements and games that Bethesda has released over the last 10 years? You know, have I enjoyed some of the gameplay that I've played from their games over the last decade? Yes, I have. I was hyped about the Elder Scrolls 6 trailer. I was excited when the Starfield trailer dropped. I was excited about Fallout 4 as well. It's what comes after the excitement. It's the actual experiences that I've had within the last 10 years of Bethesda content, and it can only be described as eh. It's just eh. At this point, I've been fooled too many times by Bethesda to take anything that they tell us about their games at face value. I'm kind of in this mode now where if they tell us something or share news about upcoming releases, I'm just going to do my best to stay as baseline as possible. Am I still going to cover Bethesda news? Oh yeah. Am I still going to be a little bit excited? Yeah. I'm just not going to take their word for it. This year, I'm questioning everything that they tell us. So no, I do not believe for a second that this is quote-unquote Bethesda's year. They aren't going to have an insane year. I really hope that it is an insane year for Bethesda, and I hope that I'm making a video 6 months from now titled, "I was so wrong," in all caps with a clickbait thumbnail. But I think that it takes a very naive person to think that just because we have a rumor of an Oblivion remake, that this is just going to magically make it all better and they're going to have the best year ever. The same people talking about how Bethesda is going to have an insane 2025 are the same people who said the same thing about last year. And what did we get? We got whatever kind of bullshit you want to call Starfield. That's what we got. And what did they do when fans complained and gave feedback about the game? They told us we were wrong. They told us that we weren't playing it the right way, and the only way to enjoy it is to turn off every sensor in your brain that's critical because the astronauts had fun on the moon, so shut up and you might have fun too. Look, my YouTube name is Horse Armor. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. But I'm not going to shill out and immediately make a praise video just because of some rumor floating around. I really hope that the Oblivion remake, remaster, whatever it is, I hope that that rumor is true, by the way. I think it would be amazing to see a new generation of console players play that game and experience it in like a more modern kind of way. Modern hardware. My opinion, though, still stands on the ethics of the official release, though. You know, with the Sky Oblivion remake coming out this year and all that. But besides that point, I think it's important that even if you are the biggest Bethesda fan in the world, bending over and kneeling every time a rumor comes out isn't going to help anyone or do anybody any favors. Do you know who I think is going to have an insane 2025? Subscribers to this channel. I don't like it. I love how critical some of the comments on my videos can be. It really it's almost healing to see Elder Scrolls and Fallout fans who have actual opinions and don't just base their opinion on what Todd might have said in an interview 3 years ago. And some of the comments I get on the really critical comments, I love seeing those comments on those really clickbaity YouTube channels that yap for 30 minutes about how great Bethesda's gonna do this year, and they don't have a single second of gameplay to watch or back it up. It feels like people are starting to wake up. And I'm not saying that we have to go full Bethesda boycott mode. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want that. You know, I don't think that we should 100% turn our backs on this studio. But I think that if we're honest with ourselves, we take a step back and look at the state of their games from the last 10 years, we could create some great feedback for them and pray that God Howard is listening. So let me reiterate something real quick. I think that two things can be true at the same time. I think that two contradicting takes can be true at the same time. For example, I can hope that Bethesda will have an insane year, and I can also think that this will just be like every other year they've had the last decade. I think that as a fan of Bethesda, it's important to have faith. They can't suck forever, right? Right, guys? Right? But on the other hand, I think it's just as important to take everything they say and dial it back. If the information or game trailers or announcements that Bethesda is giving us as a 10 on that scale, I think we as fans should dial it back to a 2 or 3 if I'm being honest. It gives just enough room for us to kind of lightly speculate and discuss new releases and what the future of Bethesda might look like. In my opinion, the rumor of the Oblivion remake has given a lot of people false hope that Bethesda is quote-unquote back. I hope that's true. I hope that's true, but I think that we should all hold our horses, no pun intended, until we see actual gameplay or some early reviews. This especially holds true for me after experiencing Starfield. Like, on a real personal note, like just me speaking, I talked about Starfield nonstop for weeks. Like, I wasn't truly... I mean, I was a little bit I've said this before in another video. I was a little bit hyped for the game in the months leading up to the release, you know, when we got, like, Starfield Direct and all that. But, I mean, especially the week of launch, dude, I was at an 11 and a half on the hype scale. I got so pissed off at Starfield that I made this YouTube channel and got a hit first video, and here we are now. So I guess one good thing did happen involving Starfield. Starfield, though, was a good lesson for me, and I think it was a good lesson for a lot of other fans that feel this way. I feel like part of me needed that game to be boring because it made me way more cautious. It made me more cautious, like, you know, when it comes to video game announcements or, you know, like Ubisoft announcements or Bethesda. I heard literally everything Bethesda told us about Starfield and took it as a fact. I remember listening to a Pete Hines interview, and he was talking about how, oh my god, I'm 400 hours into Starfield right now and I still haven't discovered everything yet. And I saw that video and I was like, oh my god, he's telling the truth. This is going to be the best game ever. I literally argued with people on the internet about how Starfield would be the best Bethesda game to ever come out. If you would have seen me back then, you would not recognize me. I am a completely different person post and pre-Starfield released. And like now, how I am, they could drop the Elder Scrolls 6 official trailer with gameplay tomorrow, and I would pick that video apart so much there would only be bones left. So I think that it's going to take a lot for me not to do that, you know, not to pick a video apart. And I hope they blow me away this year, you know, but I'm not holding on to the hope that hard. You know, I hope that the remake is true. I hope that they give us more information about the Elder Scrolls 6. I hope that, you know, I'm not the biggest Fallout fan ever, but I hope that the Fallout fans get something. I hope that the Fallout fans, you know, get a remaster like the Elder Scrolls fans are. But, you know, if you pick up 10 snakes and 9 of them bite you and 1 of them doesn't bite you, you probably aren't going to pick up any more snakes after that. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel about Bethesda now. I guess that's a good analogy. I'm not really sure. I have seen news, though. Today, actually, before I made this video, I was doing a little bit of research, and I actually saw that at the end of this month, on the 23rd, that's when the Xbox event is going to be. And it is rumored, and you know, many people in the business have said that there's going to be a big announcement. I don't know if that big announcement is Oblivion Remastered. I hope it is, and I also hope it isn't, because on one hand, I really want that rumor to be true, and on the other hand, I want the rumor to be true, but I also want there to be something else, because I'm gonna be honest here, I'm running out of content to talk about. I really have had to dig deep to make these last few videos. I've got 3 recorded right now. I've uploaded 1, and like I'm all out of ideas already. But anyway, I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I do really deep down, I feel like we have a lot of juicy news coming in the future. So if you're into that kind of content, you know, if you're into mostly Bethesda content, I feel like this is the right place for you to be. Once again, don't take everything that developers or Todd Howard or studios or these YouTubers who clickbait you, don't take everything that they say as face value. Tone it back a bit. Tone it back. You know, if you lower your expectations and whatever you're expecting isn't that great, it's still going to be kind of good. if that makes any sense. But anyway, more videos coming in the future. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.